Everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Sandip Das, and you're watching either on my channel Tech with Sandip and or in the YouTube profile, whatever it is. Now, I just started this session after thinking a lot. Okay, thinking a lot about the tech job market. I was also applying for different opportunities, not just to get the opportunity as well, but in my upcoming series, how to prepare for the interviews and all that. I also need the practice, right? So all those things going on, and I found some very interesting fact that might be useful for your ongoing say technical journey or career switch if you're planning on all that. So I will discuss all that, and I will go in depth what I found out, and how to avoid or how to handle the current market situation if you are senior or maybe junior or whatever stage of your technical career you are. I will go through all that. Let me just quickly see who are joining. So anyone joining, do let me know from where you're joining, and any question that you have in your mind, go ahead and ask. I will definitely answer them today. Okay. Let me set the phone also properly so that I can see all the question, because LinkedIn comment doesn't come in my software. Okay. Okay. So let's come to the fact that what I found out. Okay. First, let's just talk about why I titled this like this. Is DevOps becoming the new PHP of the tech market or tech job market? Why I told the same, right? See, when in the back the year 2014, okay, I was around 2 or 3 year experienced PHP programmer, okay, and that is the time when I talk with many senior persons, and I found out, okay, they're working in PHP for more than maybe 5, 6 or 10 years, and their salary, so there some didn't told me, but some told me honestly, and I found out that is not that good. And I found out that too many PHP developers at that time, okay, I'm talking about 10 years back, too many PHP developers in the market, which is not good if you want to get a good opportunity or very high paid opportunity. Because think about the market dynamics. If, or just think about the supply chain, okay, if something have too much supply, okay, and then less demand and too much supply, the price go less. And same, like just the opposite of that, if there is less supply and too much demand, what will happen? The cost will go up. Okay, so simple market dynamics apply for our job or career also. If we have some skill that, like, maybe every single person have it, then it's not going to bring you value. It's not going to bring you the opportunities or high paying opportunities. But what if you have very high technical skill or very unique skills or rare skill that other people don't have? So that means you have some skills, some programming language, or some skills, some soft skill, tech skills that many people don't have. Okay, in those scenarios, you will get paid higher. Okay, now around 10 years back, or I think 11 years back, there I was searching for a job, and it was very hard. Even though I was a 2-3 year experienced engineer around 1 decade back, that time it was too tough for me also to find a job in PHP, because there are a lot of people available. So why, even if I'm asking for only 5 to 10% increase, they say I already have this many people who are just joining cost to cost. Why I will hire you? I have to give this reason, that reason to convince them. Which happened. Finally, I found out a better opportunity was when I was making the switch. But that is the market that time was a bit different than the current market. Okay, but what I'm observing these days, the same the supply demand part. If in the market there is, like, what happened, seeing that at the, say, around 5-6 years or 7 years back, when I made switch to the DevOps, okay, that time in the market there was not too much DevOps engineers, and I found, okay, this is the lucrative market. Don't have too much DevOps engineer. I can just make the switch. I can learn the DevOps tools and technologies, methods, everything about DevOps, and I can make a switch. And I did make the switch that time. And after that, I found very high paying. So what, for example, how much increase was that around 5-6 years back when I made the switch? It was around 300%. That much increment I got after making the switch from a PHP developer to cloud and DevOps engineer. Okay, and switching in the sense, I think I started freelancing also after few maybe 1 or 2 years. So because I found I can get even more opportunities there. Okay. Now, what I found that the same could be happening for the DevOps market. As I say, but 5, 6 or 7 years back, when DevOps was new, I found out that's very lucrative opportunity. That time I jumped into it, I learned a lot of things, I applied them, I got the opportunities, and I get rewarded according to the job. But slowly, when people, like, there are a lot of resources available, right, or the market and everywhere. So slowly, people found, okay, this DevOps is very important field, and there are like many companies hiring for DevOps engineers, and there might be a lot of opportunities for them, which is right. I mean, DevOps is very vast market, and DevOps is not just DevOps engineer. You have the platform engineer, you have SRE, you have infrastructure analyst, you have maybe release manager, and so on. The job list can go on. So many subsets of jobs available as a DevOps engineers, or say DevOps subset. You can say a lot of opportunities available. Now, what happens if any opportunities in say under the DevOps domain itself, a lot of people get added. You will see the market demand, whatever it is, then that there is huge resources available. Of course, just like any opportunity, any job, any say opportunities, it will be a problematic case, right? So in that case, what will happen? You have to think about the option 1, 2, 3, 4. Like, you see, your goal as a job seeker is to get as best opportunities as you can get from by using your skills or the current job market, whatever is the market. Even what I've seen, that even if the job market was too bad, even during the COVID, or even last year when the market was very bad, that time also I got opportunities. Even I know few people, very good friend of mine, they also got very good hike. So what did they did differently than the people who are currently in the market? Very hard to find for them. And if you see, we just go to LinkedIn, a lot of people getting laid off, not just from now, from the last 2 to 3 years, I think. So I found out that DevOps particularly, there are huge resources, huge people now come to DevOps. Okay. Now, if you ask me, is DevOps field is dead? No, there are still going to be opportunities. But what you have to do, you have to have some specialization skills. For example, DevOps is not just one tool or one technology, right? DevOps is vast. It whatever you need to do to get the product released faster, have a very good collaboration between teams, get things delivered faster. That's what DevOps comes, right? So, and there are a lot of tools. For example, there is a CI/CD tool, there is version management, there is say infrastructure management, there is monitoring, there is security, and so on. So there are a lot of specialty kind of areas available where you can find very good opportunities if you get specialization. Because people newly come or who are in general, they have general knowledge. Okay, not general knowledge. What I mean by the general knowledge? General knowledge, what I mean is that they have the workable knowledge, not a specialization part. And many companies look for some expertise people. Even there are some companies which are like, for them it's become very hard to find the general kind of specialized people. They are asking their current employees to learn certain technologies, tools to kind of to adjust the new demand, the new the new challenges they're getting, and they want to solve by them. Okay, so that's the reason why I told you that there are problems. Being when I was in PHP as a PHP developer around 10 years back, I found out, okay, I have to make a switch. So I learned from PHP to JavaScript to cloud to DevOps and all that. So similarly, in DevOps, you don't have to switch to say any other kind of field, like for example machine learning or AI. I mean, if you can do it, if you have the skills, fine. But if you don't even have the skill, that should not be a big problem. What you have to think that you need to have some skill that you can show off to the recruiter or the companies that they can hire you. I mean, you need to have something differentiated from the other people in the market so that they can hire you instead of other people. That's more important, right? So I found out that there are some skills in DevOps specifically. If you have it, you are a much preferred candidate than the rest of the people. What are those? First thing is that if you are a DevOps engineer and if you have the very good cloud skill, specifically if you have the multi-cloud skills, I mean, I am more than happy, or any company is more than happy to have you, right? Because maybe you are a say AWS engineer or architect, whatever it is, or maybe GCP. But it's not like that. Since you are in AWS or GCP, you will always get great opportunities in that cloud. It might be Azure. I mean, if you are working in Azure, maybe you got an opportunity suddenly for GCP. So having at least the generalized knowledge in all the cloud, and then maybe one specialization later on. The specialized thing is that if you keep working on something, you get specialized on that. It's not like if you ask me around 4, 5, 6 years back that what is specialization, I would have not told you cloud or DevOps. I would told you the JavaScript, because that's the thing I most work on. Now, if you ask me, I will tell you that okay, it's cloud and DevOps, of course, programming as well, because I do all these things parallelly, right? So have something specialization for DevOps. Start with the cloud. If you are not into the cloud, you are making the biggest mistake on your life, because you might be the person standing in the line in front of you will be a lot of other people who have the skills. They get the opportunity faster. So having cloud skills is unavoidable. You have to have it in this century. Otherwise, you will be in a very big problem. I have seen many people got laid off because they don't have the cloud skill, and their kind of client or say company asked them to like learn it, do it properly, but they didn't did it. Later they asked me, Sandip, can you help me out and all that. But I mean, I did able to help them, but it was like if they have some knowledge, if they have practiced enough, if they have worked enough, they wouldn't have to go to 2 to 3 months of job searching hell. Job searching is not an easy thing. Okay, if you lose a job, I know. I mean, being a freelancer, you don't have a job guarantee, right? So I know the perfect feeling of that, not having any job guarantee and searching for all that. Of course, you have clients, you have to search for them, to talk them, but it will still at the beginning days it was very tough to find good clients, tough to find good paying clients, right? So I know the pain. I know I can feel the pain. So if you just got laid off, I know what are the pain you're going through, because you have huge amount of the bills to pay. For example, EMI, loans, education of children, could be anything, right? And that you have to pay. Even if you have a job or don't have a job, you have to pay your loans, you have to pay your current electricity bills, you have to pay your utility bills, and you don't have a choice, right? So in that case, you need to have some option in your mind. You have to need a kind of skills that can get you job quickly in the market. Okay, so having the DevOps skills is good, but having additional cloud skills are kind of unavoidable. That's one part. Now, when I'm talking about the cloud part, it's not just that the cloud. Okay, it's not just manually creating the resources. Automation part, of course, is a part of any DevOps skill set. The automation part. Now, when I'm talking about the cloud automation, you just use the cloud SDKs or maybe infrastructure as a code tools to create the infrastructure resources dynamically, delete them, manage them, and do in a very vast way. Okay, that is one thing you must know. Otherwise, you will be in a very bad shape. Okay, then last few years, you see there's a very high usage of the serverless architecture, serverless application, and as a DevOps engineer, I think it's no more avoidable to don't touch the serverless and all this kind of thing. You should be very familiar with the serverless architecture, SAM, you say Lambda, Azure function, whatever it is. Okay, understand the architecture, understand how this works, understand what are the supported application, say programming languages are there, how you can optimize them. Those are unavoidable these days. Okay, after that, one of the it's very hard to accept and maybe the unacceptable truth for many, but monitoring and security part is very bad for many DevOps engineers. If you ask them, they will say, oh, Grafana, Prometheus. But it's not that only Grafana and Prometheus, and security part, not that like DevSecOps is there, but still they're not that properly equipped or properly kind of skills in the security and monitoring part. There is also you need to improve. You need to learn about, say, Kubernetes. Of course, Kubernetes you should be learning, because that's another most very demanding part. I'll just kind of after this I will talk about the Kubernetes. But saying monitoring in Kubernetes, monitoring the cloud applications for the debugging purposes, monitoring the cloud resources utilization like CPU, RAM, network output, input, the memory, and all those things that you need to track. You need to get very used to that thing, otherwise it will be a problem, because there will be requirement, there will be root cause analysis, there will like the team lead or maybe CDO or whoever it is, they will ask you about the server stat, and if you don't know how to get it, that's a big problem. And I have seen even one I know a person who got laid off because he didn't able to complete the monitoring part well. Okay, so that's another thing. And what else? Of course, the Kubernetes part, because if you're thinking that I can avoid the Kubernetes and maybe, just maybe, I will just somehow keep staying DevOps engineer, you are living the wrong era. Why? Because right now, even last year also, it was like most people actually came to me asking, Sandeep, you're a DevOps engineer, do you know Kubernetes? And if I say no, which I will never say because I was working for Kubernetes more than, I think, 4 or 5 years, that helped me to get the opportunity very fast. And not just get the opportunity, I'm still working on the client. Say, for example, client even left, say client work done, they're coming back and saying, Sandeep, our cluster having this problem, and maybe we need to improve it, we need to upgrade it, we need to improve this and that. So that's a kind of continuous source of opportunities and keep getting. So DevOps is something that you should never avoid if you want to keep being a DevOps engineer. Okay. Now, before going further, I think there will be some comments which I should answer. Let's see, like what are the question coming, and keep the question coming. I'll be happy to answer them. Okay. 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 Now is the time. You are correct. See, I know people will be able to kind of understand what I'm trying to say, because what happened if you are in the job market, you will try. Okay, you will see it's getting very hard, slowly to crack the job market. And don't worry, I will be like I do try to like give as much as possible, be it some DevOps courses or maybe infrastructure code courses, Ansible courses, like whatever courses I will keep doing that. No matter what it is, I will keep doing that. But anyway, it's not about that. Let's just focus on the current topic. Okay, so that is one thing. What are the additional thing you can do now? Even in the if you have some very unique skill, some specific thing. Another thing I told you that I will be talking about the few more points. What are those? So few more point in the sense that while I think okay, I think now it's coming. Okay, so what are the additional thing you can do? Like when I was a PHP engineer, I make a switch. How I get to switch to JavaScript engineer? That I think one of the very good point could be that. Now, and not about just switching. Even if you're a DevOps engineer, you want to find better opportunities. How you can get better opportunities? So the secret of getting good opportunities is actually apply to as many positions as you can apply. Have failures, okay? Learn from them. Don't wait for one offer to come and then or maybe if you are getting 2 offers, then reject one and go for one. Don't go for that one. That's a risky thing, because you don't know, maybe the place that you're going that might not be the place that you want it to be. And if that happens, that's a bad situation, isn't it? So what you should be doing, you should apply as many as from possible, and it's not always has to be the one that you like. Sometimes if the company is well off, the employees are good, you can just talk with them on LinkedIn, or maybe just that it's a good company in general. If you have some idea on that, then what you can do on that, you can apply to the company. You can go and talk with the company, and if you see the company is good enough, you can of course go and join there, right? So what I'm coming at is that it's the key is here to don't apply to limited companies, but apply to as much companies possible and get as much as offer possible. Now, when I'm saying this, that as much offer and as much companies, if you try to get hired, no matter how excellent, how kind of out of the world engineer you are, if you apply to 100 companies, you might get selected to only 5 to 6 companies. I can write it down and you can apply that. If something else can happen, I will feed you biryani next whenever you meet me. Okay. So what I'm coming at is that the key is here to get as much as offer possible, and you can, so that you can negotiate for better. That see what is the objective of a HR company? To hire the best resource for the cheapest price possible. As a resource, as a engineer, or as a job seeker, what is your goal? Your goal is to get as much paid as possible for the work you do, right? So it's a conflicting interest part, right? They want to hire you for less and you want to get hired for the high, right? And here you need to have some bargaining chips, and having opportunities is a kind of bargaining chip that might be actually be useful for you. That's one thing. Other than that, what are the things that the stacks, okay? The different companies have different stack, different projects will have different stack. So find out what are the common stack is there, so that you are maximizing your opportunity to get hired, and see what are the rarest one. For that, they are willing to pay very high. You can target for them. Just like the beginning I say, for example, for DevOps, if you have Go, you might get like, and the company has the requirement of Go and not much Go engineer, then you might have better opportunity to get hired there, right? Similarly, in a, for example, one company want to hire Azure kind of like DevOps engineer for Azure, and they might not have, like, they're not getting good enough of application from the Azure DevOps engineer. And these are all specialization, by the way. These are not the general skill that you ask for. Okay, so specialty you have to find. General also you should be having for maximizing the reach or maximizing the offer that you can apply to or can get. But specialization is, skills will fetch you the more money. That should be your goal, and try to differentiate between all those things. Okay. And now, what are the other things that you can do? Let me think of that. The DevOps engineer, they might ask you for, like, most cases, for programming languages interview, they ask you for a technical round. Okay, and actually for DevOps engineer also, at least the last 5-6 interviews that I've given in last few years, they asked me to give the technical interview, and they will give you like whatever choice of programming language, like, kind of ideally either Python, Go, okay, not rather than that, and you actually like implement something, maybe log analysis, maybe it's creating infra, whatever it is, they will ask you, and you need to kind of show them how it gets done, because they will be watching you live. That thing can be avoided in a way. It's not a trick, it's not a kind of a secret thing. If you, in your GitHub, if you have considerable amount of code that you have contributed, that can work as a replacement of this technical round, and I have seen that, please. Okay, I have seen, because I was talking with the interviewer, and I told them, okay, it might take a lot of time, and sometimes we don't remember all that, but you know what, I have contributed to some GitHub open source. I have even repositories of mine. I have covered Ansible there. I've covered Terraform there. I've covered the Kubernetes there. And they say, really? Wow. Can you just, they ask me, can you give me the repo links? And I always prepare the list of the repos that I'm actually managing. I just copy pasted the links and they go through. Okay, you already covered. You should have told us before. Then we will not even go for this kind of question to you. So that actually I got the opportunity. It's a very good, well paid opportunity that was. So it can be avoided if you contribute to open source projects, or you can put the codes in the GitHub repo. That will be another benefit. Now, I'm talking about a lot of things. The end goal of it, what? The end goal is to get you opportunity, differentiate you from other people so that you can get the opportunity for yourself, right? And what I was the initial days was a mediocre engineer. Okay, I said okay, having just okay job is enough, just enough like some money to just go by, and that idea was so bad that you cannot even. I mean, that is the root of people not able to improve in their life. I found out that one very hard way, and something kicked. I don't know what it is, but something kicked, and that make me think this is not the life I wanted. I want to, and that is the reason actually I also moved from PHP. Okay, I'm bringing that PHP word because it's my all my personal opinion. By the way, don't anyone if any PHP developer watching this, don't get affected. Don't get angry because that's just my feeling. My life journey was going through that time that I found okay PHP engineer having PHP engineer I'm not able to get great things accomplished. That's again it's for me. I'm not talking about other people. So I found okay learning in JavaScript there was very good opportunity. I will just quickly grab it and get it done, and I got very good payment for that. Similarly for cloud projects, DevOps projects, I keep getting very good payment. But any tool, any technology, if there is too many people, you know what bound to happen. You need to have some specialization skill. Now, many companies, I will not take the names. I just talk with their kind of very senior people, and there's also the problem happening. People getting specialized in skills, and they're leaving the company. So what we are trying now, I will again not take the company names. I might get into problem. So they're saying that what you want them to generalize the skills and not any specialized position, so that it's a software developer. And we can ask them to for web development. We can ask them for the cloud. We can ask them for anything, just to make sure that they work on many things and they don't have a specialty of their position. Okay, but what you should be trying to actually get into specialized position that might not just might be that will be actually helpful for you. Okay, so I think I have covered very good points. Again, always remember that any tools that you're working on, for example, oh, another thing, if you think, I think that's one of the question that not junior, it's a kind of mentee asked me, a student asked me that if I have the Kubernetes, is it enough for me to keep staying in the job? And the answer I have given no. Even though Kubernetes is very, very, very vast. I'm telling it, Kubernetes is very vast, and you see lot of things under Kubernetes. People, outside in Kubernetes, they see okay, it's pods running, its services is there, ingress is there. No, there are many things like ingress, deployment methods, affinity, and then the list can go on and go on. Okay, so still, why I'm saying it's not a good idea to only stick with Kubernetes, because in technology world there is nothing fixed, there is nothing consistent except the change. So right now it may be Kubernetes. Like one time PHP was de facto standard for any project happening. PHP was there. Suddenly, okay, they find out okay, we need event-driven application for better performance. Then we need parallel performance. We need parallel multi-threading. Then we need for example databases. There was relational, but they found out okay, relational was not enough. We need very fast read and write, and we cannot wait for the relational queries to happen. So we have the NoSQL DB there, like MongoDB and Cassandra and all the DB. Then found out okay, it was so tough. Just we keep writing, but there is still waiting time. We have so many relations with one field and another. We need some way to get out of this, but we want it to be a NoSQL schema based. Then there is GraphDB came. So see that there were market leaders, there were challenges, and based on the developing needs, a new tools on many new tools keep coming. So if you think that I am just learning Kubernetes, I'm just Kubernetes enough, man, that's not the very good way to think that way. It's very good skills to have Kubernetes, no second opinion that, but only Kubernetes and nothing else will bring you down. Don't do that. Have other skills with Kubernetes. Have cloud skills. Have other CI/CD tool skills. have other, like in DevOps ecosystem, you have a lot of like say category lead tools you should be learning. Of course, Linux, shell scripting, that is, I don't tell too much because it's so natural to me. Okay, Linux and shell scripting, but you should be having all that. So what I'm coming at that, change is the only consistent thing. You have to keep, things will keep changing, and whatever the tools you see people adapting, the community adapting, you should try to adapt them first, because that is the way you can get the most profit, you can get the most traction out of it. And I found it to be true throughout my experience. Okay, now one good very question came. Let's see. Can you suggest how to and what is expected of expected in GitHub repo? I appreciate if I get an idea example. So you can even go to my repo. I already have everything there, right? So you can get an idea of that. So in that repo, you will found out that I have one Terraform project, I have one Ansible project, I have one Node.js project, I have one, I think Go projects will keep coming. I have Go project, I think one Terraform project for multi-cloud and one multi-container. So one node in the same project, there was one Node.js, one Python, and one Go microservice application. So a lot of things I did, that is all in my repo. Okay, so similar thing, you can just category tool, category lead or programming. Some very good example you should be putting. If you want, maybe I will do some separate recording, because sometimes you know what happening streaming. I was having a mistake that I put a kind of LAN, but that didn't work out. So what we'll do, I will do a pre-recorded kind of thing, so that will be no buffering and no problem. Okay, on that particular topic itself. Okay, my another question is that the job description for DevOps engineer, platform engineer, SRE DevOps kind of similar to one another. Is it okay with the is it okay to go with the job the title or the job description? Any thought? Actually, that is a very good question. Okay, because you see the responsibilities sometimes, like not just sometimes, it's always kind of overlapping, because SRE what they does, DevOps engineer sometimes do the similar, like they have to do the similar thing. Sometimes platform engineer do the same thing, but it's always the focus. For example, if it's a platform engineers, then cloud side resource creation, managing, updating, patching, and all that will be main focus. SRE, then whatever the solution they're assigned to, making sure that always stay available and do whatever it is they have to do to make it always stay available. That is their primary focus. For DevOps engineer, the delivery pipeline, the new features deployment, any bug fixes, patches, having the very good communication between the team, all those things that come to their way. Now there is no particular definition of DevOps, by the way, but it's just kind of a generic idea, you can say, or generic thought process there. So even though tools are overlapping, you see there is a slight differences between the target area of each role. Okay, so that even though sometimes not just the HR people is not DevOps expert, they're not the SRE expert, they are not the platform engine expert. Some concept is actually given by some idea given by the technical manager or the team, and out of that gist HR have to, like, it is hard for them also, don't have hard feeling for them, it's hard for them, they try to make a make something out of it for the job description. And then when you, like, they see your profile there, your resume, and they forward it to the, like, they see is okay, then they forward it to the technical manager or the technical recruiter, then they forward to the team lead, whoever team is actually hiring for the position. Then if they found it okay, then you are having a talk with them in different interview process, technical part. So it is a long process, or everything goes on like that, but it's just a part of process. Don't get too much focus into it. Job, I mean, the title part also these days you should not focus. If it's well paid, if it's a tools and technologies that you'd love to work on, jump on it. Don't just always focus on title. That I can say. Okay. Let's see. One good question came here. So is that, hi Sandip, currently I am a estate and earning good package. It's great. I'm not liking that testing job. I'm not liking that testing job that much. If I switch to DevOps, will I get good salary for DevOps? Now, not to your surprise, by the way, DevOps engineer also sometimes have to work with the test cases. I have to suggest even write this way the better test cases, that way. it's not like, of course it's not all be always the test job, but sometimes you have to get involvement just to keep in your mind. And another thing is that if I mean you are very since you are a SDET, that if you have very good programming and other tools knowledge, and you get an opportunity well paid than current DevOps. I mean, it's not like there is none, but it initial level it will be a bit tough. I can say you that part, but if you can get it, it's good. Because from SDET to DevOps moving, because they will be many people do that. By the way, I'm just telling that part. Many people do that, so nothing out of ordinary. So if you can get it, is good, but it not that usual to happen, that I'm saying. But after maybe 1 or 2 years, you will see the salary increase happening. That I can say that part. Okay. Okay, you have already 6 years, so that's a good thing. If you have a 6 year experience, if you know the DevOps tools and technologies, if you apply for that, and if that DevOps role is actually very programming focused, then you might get the opportunity and you might get a very good package out of that. So it's based on the situations, to be honest, and of course the skills. Okay, now let's see what are the things. What is the right question one should ask to the no, that's the question that I'm actually looking for. People should ask kind of this kind of question. Very good question. What is the right question should ask the interview to find out the more about project? Okay, don't go ahead and directly ask about the project first. Okay, so you should first like they will ask you, tell me about yesterday, blah blah blah. Then if you find you're good, at least the communication part, they will come to the technical part, right? So when they come to the technical part and discussing, do you have the skills, do you have that skills, and they will ask you. If not, then you will ask, but 99.9% cases the recruiter asks you, do you have any questions? In that moment you tell, I would love to ask question. I'm very much interested in the project, but can you let me know more about this project? Like, what is the tech stack is getting used? Can I talk with the personals working in this kind of project and get familiar with it? If you allow me, so be polite while asking the question. Nothing harm out of it. And try to get as much as possible knowledge from the recruiter or technical manager who is sitting in front of you. The decisive part will be asking them to like sit beside engineer who is working on, if it's not a remote job, by the way. If it's a, even if it's a remote job, you can just ask me, can you connect me with any remote team member, so we can just go with the project details a bit under NDA and all this kind of stuff, or under contract, whatever it is. If they allow you, is good. Otherwise, at least try to ask them what are the challenges. Why? One of the very good question also. If you are kind enough, can you let me know why the hiring going on? If they told you that okay, one person was working on left, can you let me know more about why the person left? Because this is how you understand. Maybe the environment was not that good. Maybe the project was so bad. Practice followed that the engineer was can't co-op with that anymore. Could be a lot of reasons. So your question will be, of course, in a polite way, ask more details, tech stacks, like what are the new features that you are developing, what is the current feature, can you just show me a demo? These are the things, these are the question you can ask to get more info on the product. If it's a public product, maybe app available in a in the app store or maybe Play Store, just go install and kind of play with it. If you are intelligent enough, you know how to kind of socially reverse engineer it and get up APIs and all the data. I do a lot. I mean, I used to do a lot in my 3-4 years back. These days I'm not getting enough time, to be honest. That is, it was very good, bad, I don't know, but it was one of my practice too. Okay. Okay. Another thing is that, okay, I think that's enough for what are the question you can ask for the project. So waiting for more videos on Golang. Yes, I already, you know, the syllabus. I think you already saw the syllabus. It will come. I mean, I'm recording. I want to at least complete recording to 80 to 90% before 27 November, so I can. It will be a stable release, 2-day wise or maybe 3-day wise. I will see what will be the best possible interval between one or two sessions. That way, I will keep on releasing. Okay. Okay. I think another good question. Also, if one has to go for a cloud architect position, does he or she concentrate on DevOps skills like CI/CD? No. I understand that part. If your job is to the architect position, you usually don't have to have all this knowledge. It's more of the client facing or the shareholder facing job. Okay, you get the requirement, you give the reasoning, you give the documentation, architecture, mostly focus on that. Now one thing is that although the definition wise and the role wise and the responsibility is different, there are many companies, not one or two, I'm using the term called many companies, where even though it's a like it's not their fault, they're not their HR fault, it's a technical manager asked them like that. Okay, um, that a cloud position, I'm cloud architect, but you should know DevOps, you should know, or she should know the programming and all that. But it should not be. Architect is kind of a cloud architect position. Most about the designing the solution, like the architecture in the cloud part, then have the reasoning behind making the decisions. Those kind of things are there, right? But these days, like they want one tree to have mango, banana, orange, and everything, right? So expect less logic from these days positions. Okay, okay. Okay. It's very good that what Guru told me. Okay, Guru told in the comments. Like one way to get the info is asked how you will you judge my success in 3 2 months. So it is like what the company or the recruiter or the hiring personnel is expecting from you as a candidate. It is for the project part and for the performance part. Okay, this is one very good question, right? Okay, I think that was very good questions. Any more questions? Otherwise, I think it's already 1 hour. So, and it was a certain idea I came, not idea, I would say it was some trend that I was following. Too many DevOps engineer, or too many of any engineer on any particular, because it's lucrative, right? Something new. It was DevOps was new, lucrative, very good opportunities, very good positions, and then a lot of people came. Same thing happened for PHP. Same thing happened for JavaScript also. Although JavaScript is not JavaScript, you have React, you have there is Vue.js, Amber.js, and Node.js, and a lot of, right. So yes. Okay. Let's see if any question anyone have. Otherwise, I think okay. Let's see. Yes, Guru, thank you. Guru, also one question. If you have it, feel free to let me know. It's nearing to the end of the session, but yeah, just 5 minutes. Anyone have any question? Go ahead and ask, and I will see I can answer that quickly or not. Oh, Gurumati asked that can you publish the prerequisite for the Golang course in advance? There is no particular prerequisite I thought, because I'm starting from very basics. But having actually one prerequisite I may add that the having some DevOps knowledge already, because its title is that Golang for DevOps, right? Because we'll be specially covering the use cases for Golang with DevOps. So having knowledge in DevOps will be good thing. So it's a good thing that Guru mentioned. I will try to add as a prerequisite. So I already have one which is actually completed for the paid course. I will just try to not purely complete, because 99% done. So I will just edit the videos and I will fill the whatever the remaining videos having the DevOps bootcamp. I will give the link so that anyone starting new to DevOps and want to learn Golang as well and see the use cases of Golang with DevOps, they can refer to that. That I will do. Okay. I think yes, that's it. Thank you everyone for staying this long and asking wonderful questions. And I know, usually people get prepared when I come, and people kind of get ready to the question. It was sudden. I was not planned, to be honest. I was supposed to go with my wife outside, but decided, okay, let's not go because our daughter is becoming too naughty these days. You might see the hearing. Okay. Let's just complete 1 or 2 3 questions very quickly. How to manage the tight deadlines? Have the if you're working on a project or maybe multiple projects, if you're a freelancer like me, then list out. So have a page or have a project management tool. personal project management tool or any tool that you want to have that there. See what is the required to deliver faster, maybe urgent requirements, maybe high paying projects, whatever the reason. Have your priorities based on your own logical decisions. Make the decision what should be the priority. Go by the priority. Don't try to do everything at once. You cannot deliver everything at the end. Based on the priority, if you start delivering and keep yourself distracted, because I think one of the latest biggest reason of things not getting done is distraction. You might working on something and suddenly one knock, or maybe suddenly they're asking to go bazaar if you're working from home, or suddenly sometime could be anything, to be honest. Just get distracted. So try to focus, try to use yoga if you need it. Try to focus, because that's the most important part. Is current, I think one of the very underrated thing in current day-to-day life is the not properly focusing. Okay, so focus is very underrated. You should focus and always do that. I think one point Guru given is the title line is result of bad estimation. Now actually, Guru saying that, but what happens sometime, even if you give estimation, we give estimation, that is an estimation. It's not the final word anyway. It's understandable, but sometimes it's not about the candidates also, or the normal, because client may come anytime and say, okay, you have that, just some minor change or some this change, that change. They don't understand the impact of that. As a DevOps, as an engineer, programmer, whatever the current position, the impact. So one thing I will agree, that if you just revise the estimation, ask, okay, if you need this change, then 1 or 2 days or maybe 3 days, week, whatever is the impact will increase. Sometime client agrees, that is good. Sometime they don't, then that's a problem and phase of the frustration on very tight deadline. Okay, it's a both way world. Reason can be anything, but it happens. Okay, what is the best practice we can follow to upgrade Kubernetes cluster? First, like backup. Use any, maybe I forgot the name. Snap, Scratch. There is Vol. Like lot of tools. I actually forgot. Like I always don't remember the name. Let me just say Kubernetes backup restore. It's the Valero. Yes, I use a Valero. So use the tools like Valero, Snaps, and a lot of other tools available. Any standard tool you use, and yeah, so just use that like any good tool that's industry standard. Backup. Try to back up the PVCs, but volume claims. It should not get affected by any way. The another thing you can do, actually, maybe it based on your budget and all that, create a new cluster with a new version and slowly do the migration. That way you can do backup and then slowly upgrade your existing cluster. Follow the best practices. That's one way. Second way is have a new cluster with a newer version and try to run everything or the application architecture, because most cases is the Kubernetes manifest file, or maybe you can use customize, or maybe Helm chart, whatever you're using, deploy there, make sure everything running fine. Move that everything there, make it stable, test it, do your load testing and all whatever testing you want, integration testing, everything. You can make a DNS level switch. Most cases these days, it's all about Terraform or automation, right? So it's not that tough these days. And then maybe upgrade your existing cluster and see if it's all going good. If all good, then you can switch back, or just terminate the existing cluster because you already moved the backup. You have everything running from the new cluster. So for one single problem, you have multiple solutions. You have to see budget, you have to see the challenges, you have to see the number of resources you have. Make the decision based on that, not a single factor. Okay. Let's see. One question is that self-scripting or GitOps tool for CI/CD for interviews. Both. Self-scripting is absolutely necessary, and GitOps tool also a very good thing to bargain. If if the company or the job opportunity have the requirement for GitOps tools, then you can, if you know that GitOps tools and technologies and some practical experience, that will be very helpful. Okay. Vishak saying that, can you make a video on resume making? Actually, I have from longer time, I wanted to make a very good video on resume making. I have the idea, I practice it, I'm applying that using chat gpt, prompt engineering, all this kind of tech stuff. How to make it, how to check the resume score in ATS resume score, and all that. Okay, I do have planning. Let me gather all the thoughts. Not a live session, I will do pre-recorded, because live session, now the streaming quality is good, but I didn't watch the previous, I didn't notice that one. I would have otherwise improved the quality a bit. But anyway, uh, you see that I will make the video after gathering thought, after preparing, making preparation, all that. Okay, a pre-recorded video, not a live session. Okay, I think all set, and thank you everyone for staying this long. I mean, it's a Sunday evening. I didn't, to be honest, I didn't expect it more than 5-10 people or 20 people, and I see already more than 100 people watching live. It is way too good. Okay, but again, it is some ideas came to my mind after seeing the current job market, job market. It's your friend. As a friend, I'm making suggestions, but making decisions is up to you. It's all up to you. I can always suggest, I can give my ideas, my opinions, but it's up to you how you're going to utilize this, how you're going to improve your current positions, your current career, and all that. I'll keep giving as much as I can. If you're new to this channel, please consider subscribing the channel, because I'll be making lot of videos. I do have a plan, by the way. I mean, not just plan, I already started the that Go course for DevOps. And I think, yeah, lot of things are coming. Even I actually, because you guys are limited people coming to my channel and watching me, I am making, I mean, by the way, I think you guys know already, recently, I think 2 weeks or 3 weeks back probably, I released one e-case with Terraform, microservices architecture, very end-to-end application deployment with application codes and all that. That is there already, and it's getting excellent response. I think more than 30,000 people watch it. Wow, within just, like, never happened with me. Okay, I'm very surprised. I thought, okay, good content bring good people, a lot of people watching it. Okay, so similar way, it actually encouraged me, and I'm planning to do similar thing with EKS Fargate. So the current solution is there, but let me show you how to get it done in the Fargate, because you may want to use Fargate for any reason, right? So that I will do. Last question I'm going to answer is Mizan, that do DevOps require DSA? I will be very straightforward, shortcut. Yes, if you're going to apply for Google, AWS, Amazon, Meta, absolutely required. If normal, small, big, or medium companies, not required. They never ask, they never use. Yeah, even people I know working in all this, what do you call it? Now I forgot what do you call it? This Google and all this called together, but they don't use it. So even they use it, I don't. I mean, I talked with them, they don't use it. Leave it. But yeah, for recruitment purposes, for interview purposes, they will force you to. They will ask you, do you know it or not? They will take you different technical round to make sure you know it. For the big companies, for small, medium, even some big companies, specifically bank companies, they don't. The bank opportunities, they don't ask for the DSA. Okay, so yeah, you have it. Yes, I answer. DevOps in general, DevOps don't require DSA, but if you guys want me to get hired, maybe in some big companies, which I think not going to happen sooner or later. I don't want to get hired in any big companies. My wife was asking, by the way, why not you joining the big company in UK and all that, or maybe out of India? I say, okay, see, it's a very good life and it's a freelance. You have very good freedom. Let's enjoy a bit more this freedom. I don't know, when my daughter grow up, I have may change the decision, but for now I don't have a don't want to make a decision of moving to any big company or any company in general, like on-site company at this moment. Okay, so yeah, I think I covered most of the things, and thank you being so passionate listener and waiting, asking very good question and all that. Thank you. I am amazed by all that. And yeah, do subscribe to the channel if you're new to it, and if you're already, what happening. Great content coming. I got freed up last 4 months I was working like hell. Yeah, Fang. I've always forgot these terms. People like a lot of YouTubers use it. I'm not that kind of into these things. So yes, Fang companies. So yeah. Okay. So see you soon in my next session. A lot of things coming. As I told you, the DevOps bootcamp. Go to my channel playlist. There is a DevOps playlist. I mean, this playlist there. I will give the link in the comment also. That is, I'm going to upload the remaining videos one by one each day till 27th. And from 27th, I'm going to upload all the Go for DevOps course videos. I'm already started making very good progress. I think by then I'll be 90% finished with all that. And keep the good session coming. I think channel also reaching 50k. It's kind of a very enjoyable or very encouraging moment for me. I want this momentum to continue. So see you soon. Bye and have a nice work day from tomorrow onwards. Okay. One, I didn't use DSA at all in like for more than a decade of experience. Never used DSA. Bye. Okay, so I wanted to answer that one before going. Okay, so thank you very much. This is it. We'll see you soon in my next video.